remain stubborn and resolute that they're not going to sell him. Shout out to them. I am not going to go ballistic or go ham on Arteta and Edu, and I find it sickening. These online fans, the live minority of the online fans, getting ballistic on Twitter. I'm not going to post their tweet. I saw it, and I can't believe the same Arteta and Edu. Majority of the fans were applauding just 2 weeks or a few weeks ago. We've won 5 games out of 5. I know it's just the beginning of the season. It's still it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. I get it, but we've not. Let's say we've lost 1 or 2 games. I understand, and Party is injured. I understand it's not blatantly clear that he's injury prone. Rather, I want to get a player on the long term, but the club cannot afford just to get anybody in. We know why it's difficult to ship out the wrong player these days. Shipping out the wrong player is like shipping out impossible goods. Same fans were throwing Ateta and Edu, insulting them for getting minor fees for Torreira, for Guendouzi, right? See, the transfer window has changed. To get players that or most of the clubs that you don't want, selling them is difficult these days. So you can't just get in anybody because once you get that body in and it doesn't work, shipping them out of the club is very difficult. It's very difficult. If you're over 20. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new and you like the content, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on the notification bell for the algorithm. Very important. Push up in the algorithm. Yeah, the transfer window is officially over. Arsenal couldn't afford to actually get any player in on the deadline. Unfortunately, am I disappointed? Yes. I was hoping the Douglas Luiz deal was going to come true, but Aston Villa remain adamant and stubborn, and they refuse to sell, which is I find that very, very ridiculous, and I find it very funny. Like, it's 1 year, he's not going to sign a new contract, and they were adamant he's not for sale. First offer 20 million, not for sale. 23 million pounds, not for sale. Arsenal made a third offer, 25 million pounds. They remain steadfast on their decision, not for sale. And I'm going to say this fact that shout out to Douglas Luiz for not throwing his toys out of the prime, for staying professional. I understand some players will find it very difficult to stay professional, but shout out to him for being professional. He didn't kick up a foul. So he even played against us yesterday. Remember, he scored the corner when we beat them. He said 2-1. I don't get it. 1 year left on his contract, and Aston Villa remains stubborn and resolute that they're not going to sell him. Shout out to them. I am not going to go ballistic or go ham on Arteta and Edu, and I find it sickening. These online fans, the live minority of the online fans, getting ballistic on Twitter. I'm not going to post their tweet. I saw it, and I can't believe the same Arteta and Edu. Majority of the fans were applauding just 2 weeks or a few weeks ago. We've won 5 games out of 5. I know it's just the beginning of the season. It's still it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. I get it, but we've not. Let's say we've lost 1 or 2 games. I understand, and Party is injured. I understand it's not blatantly clear that he's injury prone. Rather, I want to get a player on the long term, but the club cannot afford just to get anybody in. We know why it's difficult to ship out the wrong player these days. Shipping out the wrong player is like shipping out impossible goods. Same fans were throwing Ateta and Edu, insulting them for getting minor fees for Torreira, for Guendouzi, right? See, the transfer window has changed. To get players that or most of the clubs that you don't want, selling them is difficult these days. So you can't just get in anybody because once you get that body in and it doesn't work, shipping them out of the club is very difficult. It's very difficult. If you're over 20 and you are angry at Arteta and Edu, if you're disappointed, I understand you could be disappointed. But if you go to this hysterical emotional outbursts of Ateta out, Edu out, the window is terrible. Now we're going to lose top four. We should have done more. You're ridiculous. Come on. You're being facetious. You're just being disingenuous. You're just being overly dramatic. I get it. If you're a content creator, I get it. You need some engagement, some likes, some views. It's not pure. We know it's not organic. Most of these content creators feigning this rage is not organic. It's all views and content of making finance from content, and I get it. But like I always say, like I said in one of my videos, that some of these subscribers are just dumb are dumber than doorknobs. Yeah, if I feel like I'm being insultive, I have to just say it. Some of you subscribers are dumber than a doorknob. You should actually have your own perspective, regardless of any content creator you favor, you like to listen to. Aside from the banter, the humor, well, let's get serious. Let's apply our IQ. The transfer window for Arsenal has not been terrible on paper and physically. It's not been terrible. Yes, some people's transfer window look good on paper, but is it transformative to their team? It is not. We can see Spurs on paper, they've signed 6 players. Are Spurs playing better than Arsenal right now? Do you enjoy watching Spurs? Out of Chelsea, do you enjoy watching Chelsea? On paper, it looks good, but as a team and how they play, does it look good? Don't be deceived or carried away by what looks good on paper. Let's wait for the manifestation that we'll see. Like I get it. Like I say, I'm disappointed we don't get David Luiz. Sorry, Douglas Luiz. I'm disappointed. But am I raging? Am I calling for Arteta's head, Edu's head, or the club's head? Absolutely no. We will not be extorted. I understand the market. The market is all over the place. Likes of Man U and Chelsea have actually made the market difficult for other people by paying exorbitant fees. Like Fafana for £79 million. Come on, let's be real. It's not worth that. But the market is the market. Anthony going for 90 million euros. Come on, why would Man you pay that? But the market is the market. But Arsenal refused to be extorted by Aston Villa. Yes, I can blame them for not finding alternative, but what quality alternatives can you find in the market right now? You can say Zakaria went to Chelsea. Come on, Zakaria, a lot of clubs were after him last season. He went to Juve. He flopped. There are a lot of players that flopped. Even Vlahovic, most of you wanted January. I've actually tried to get Vlahovic. He's not tearing up the Serie A as much as a lot of you expected. But sometimes I get it impulsively. Right now, some of you are going to be angry, but put it in perspective and calm down. If you're over 20 or 21 and you're raging over this, I'm sorry, you're a disgrace. You are a fucking disgrace. I stand by my word. The transfer window for Arsenal 2022 has not been disappointing. Yes, sorry, has not been a disaster rather. Yes, it ended with disappointment that we couldn't get Douglas Luiz in, and I get it. Partey is obviously an injury-prone player, but he's coming back. We don't know how long. El Neni too has joining. Nobody plans that El Neni and Partey will be injured at the same time. Like, come on. Even though you get in a player, what is the probability he won't get injured too? And why are Arsenal fans always fixated on, oh, if Jesus gets injured, or if Odegaard gets injured, for Man City, if De Bruyne gets injured and Rodrigo gets injured at the same time, or Haaland gets injured at the same time, why must it be always at Arsenal? Why do Arsenal fans look for the worst case scenario in every situation? Like, come on. I know some of you are traumatized and have personal issues. Do not pour it or reflect it on the team. Go and see a therapist and heal yourself. And I'm just disgusted by this loud minority that does not reflect the sanity in the Arsenal fan base. It's just a loud minority. And some of the content creators, not all, who will trigger this kind of reaction for views and engagement and for money. And that's part of the game, and I get it. Even you can see that's why the mainstream have left terrestrial TV. They're not coming on YouTube because they know more eyeballs are on YouTube. So they've left the programming on terrestrial TV. They're coming on YouTube and they are repeating the same programming. And some of you cannot get out of the metrics. Use your brain. I'm not saying listen to people, analyze it, look at the logic behind it. Don't just be triggered and don't just be selfish and remain in your egotistical self that things must go your way. If you're that great, why are you not part of the Arsenal recruiting hierarchy? I am not here defending the club. No, I will criticize the club when it's fit to criticize the club, and I'll give the club their flowers when they do great. I'm not here to just take sides or to be manipulative or to trigger any nonsensical reaction. I'm here to be very objective. Like I said, the window ended in a disappointment of us not getting Douglas Luiz, but it has not been a disastrous window. We brought in Fabio Vieira, we brought in Jesus, Zinchenko, and those guys have improved the team. We brought in Marquinhos too. Yeah, we let go of Pepe. We have brought in a winger, but we can't just get in any winger. You have to bring in the right player, and the right player is not available. Sometimes you can make do with the players we have. Fabio Vieira can play as a right winger. He can play as an 8. He can play as a 10. Most of our players that we've been recruiting are malleable players. They are players. What's the right word? Forgot. I'm having a brain freeze. Versatile players who can play at a very good level in different positions. Even Ben White can play as a CDE, as a central defensive midfielder. He has done it at Brighton. So that's an option there till Partey comes back and Elneny. We don't know the exact number of weeks or months that Elneny is going to be out for or Partey. So what? Calm down. I don't think Arteta and Edu are foolish not to get somebody in if Elneny and Partey are going to be out for a very long or an extended period of time. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. The fact that some of you don't know the information, you are just reacting based on past fears. And I get it, but do not be hysterical with it. Shout out to the match-going fans. They will not share in some of these loud minorities nonsense online that they're spying out. Like, come on, guys. Apply some perspective, some logic. Like I said, if you like my content, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn the notification bell. And I reiterate, Arsenal have not had a disastrous window. If I'm going to rate the window, I'll still give it a 7.5 to 8 over 10 because our signings are actually influenced the team. Jesus have made our front line better. It presses, it scores goals. Soliba that was signed a few years ago has made it defensive solid, given us a defensive solidity and more options as a centre back. Xhaka is not a signing. Fabio Vieira will give us options on the wing and the middle of the park. Zinchenko has given us option as a left back and can play in the middle. So where is this fear coming from? I get it. We're better with more body, but if we cannot attend the right player, we'll wait till January. We should not be extorted or be forced to bring in players that will not make a difference, that are not valuable to the team. We've had some diabolical players coming, and it's always hard to ship them out. On high wages and high transfer fees, if it doesn't work, it is difficult to ship them out. Like I said, apply your brain, apply your IQ, take things into perspective, and calm the F down. It's not all doom and gloom. Like I said, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.